So I couldn't really find a good well house construction video, or really even any articles about it offhand. I think I found maybe one in the UK or something weird, but so I figured I would make one of my process here. This is the old well house. I already took the door off. It is gnarly, filled with termites, just really nasty. Okay, I put down gravel, then sand, then poly. And then I put a little bit more gravel, and then I did a cement pour with a truck. I rolled 3 different slab projects into that, so this was pretty rushed. I stuck some WWR, and by that I mean some old fencing, and I also put in these pieces of rebar that were just little bits of rebar left over from something else. So I bent them and cut them to shape. Basically, I just wanted them sticking up so that I could put these concrete blocks in, and they would slide in the centers. And I'm doing 2 high of concrete block, which I think is 18 inches. And I'm doing that on the inside wall. For the outside wall, I'm using this pile of stones here, and just using some grout to hold those in. One unusual thing is that these walls are all a foot thick, and I'm using 2 sets of studs. So I'm going to be filling that in with like a foot of insulation. So a well-insulated well house. And that's so that I don't have to use a lot of energy to keep the water from freezing. So I had to extend this because I was putting filtration equipment in here to get it out of the house. It's kind of a pain having it filling up one of the rooms in the house. So this seemed like an easy solution. So from here, I'm just lining these up at 6 inches, which is the thickness of these blocks here, and sliding them in here. Then I'm going to fill that with concrete, and then I'm going to work on the exterior wall. So once I build up my first set of stonework and concrete block, then I'm going to take down this well house probably and throw a sheet of polyurethane or something like that. It's going to be really messy taking this down because it's so rotted out. So I have my first layer of bricks down. You may be wondering, why does it look so crappy? That is because my slab is really not level. It turns out it's really, really far off from level. So that's fine though. I wanted it somewhat off from level, but just to drain it, but it's way more than is necessary. I haven't completely compensated for it yet. I'll be doing that on the next row. So here's another update video. I have my second row of bricks in place with anchor points. And it is a serious mess. That's because I had to level everything, and you can see I had to put significant margins of grout in to do that. And then I just kind of got sloppy, and it's just a well house, so I really couldn't justify doing anything about it, especially because none of this is seen from the outside. You can see here I have my stonework. I really like the look of it. I like using up all these extra rocks that I have on the property. Almost tempting if I had done it from the start this way, but you can see I'm not really putting a lot of effort into actually finding the right shapes, and I'm still using substantial amounts of grout because it's just not that important. So it's interesting actually in this process. I've done a little bit of hammering to shape things just if I need something and I like a certain rock in that spot, but I haven't put a lot of effort into stacking these, and the funny thing about it is when I dry stack them without the grout, I find it easier to fit them together. And once I add the grout, I need the grout, and it seems harder to fit them together. It's a weird thing. It's almost like the grout really prevents you from fitting it exactly the way you'd want if it was dry. Just a few notes as I am doing this. All of the grout between, I'm actually pushing in with my fingertips, wearing gloves. I didn't initially wear gloves for this project, but it only takes a couple of days for the caustic Portland cement to start degrading your skin too much to be comfortable at the end of the day. So that's how I'm filling in these gaps here. I pretty much just throw a blop down and then stack a rock on top and then work it in a little bit with my fingers, scrape off the excess, and dump it somewhere else. Heck of a mess. Lots and lots of mortar. But here's how this wall turned out. It's still wet. I didn't think about it until a little bit later, but these are quite jagged and dangerous probably, so don't run near the well house. So I finally finished this yesterday. It was too dark to film. I was in quite a rush, and I used a ton of small rocks. I used up pretty much all the rocks I had reserved for this project. Oh, lots and lots and lots. Had to get kind of creative. Then I jammed as much grout in as I could. It's pretty rough though. But that's part of the character of the project, I think. Would have also been nice to bring this corner all the way out to about here, I think. It's pretty far off. Yeah, I'll have to see how this looks once I have some boards on top of it, meeting the original intended dimensions. It's not too bad overall.